Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a fantastic, good day. And David, what's up?
Yo,
man?
what's up, man?
Nothing, man. What's up?
Going
I was planning on doing a live stream tonight. Was planning on doing some different topic, something else, something different. I also told you about it, but then I changed my mind halfway through. I wanted to do something about the recent debate that took place between Khalil Landani and Sam Shimon.
Because humiliated.
Yeah, because Khalil Landani messaged me. He didn't like our review, and he said, "Please apologize for calling me a liar. Please, can you please apologize for calling me a liar? Because I didn't lie," and so on. And so I argued with him a little bit. I said, give me evidence, bro. He gave me evidence, and I'm like, this is not proper evidence. So he kept trying to convince me that he's not a liar, that he totally made sense. I still disagree. I thought we should maybe look at that today, but you know what?
What?
I'm not really in the mood to talk about the. I'm not a liar. I'm a serious scholar, and you're not, and all that. I don't.
Well, to be fair, so we disagree with him. But there is a difference between like the stuff he was talking about, saying that he wasn't lying. We're looking at that going, it looks pretty deceptive there. And we went through it in the Arabic and so on, but he does have an explanation. So even if we disagree with the explanation, he could actually believe it, in which case he's not intentionally. So he would just be, in other words, it's possible that he's wrong and not lying.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I did say to him, I can concede at best that you go for a dumb or a bad explanation, or one that is fueled by deception. I can, however, not go further and say that you actually have a valid point or anything like that, because you don't. But anyway, so I didn't want to talk about that. Maybe we can talk about that some other time, some other day. I rather want to talk about something that I've seen earlier today, and that is a conversation that took place between a UCLA encampment leader named Aidan something, and also former Hamas hostage. She was captured and released, Moran, Stela, Yanai, and Mossab Hassan Youssef. A conversation that took place between them, and I saw little bits and pieces of it, and I thought, that looks interesting.
Well,
hold
on.
Yes.
Are you telling me?
Yes.
You said UCLA?
I'm here with.
Yes.
So just to clarify for myself and for everyone else, you're saying there was a student encampment leader, otherwise known as a moron, and this student encampment leader, aka a moron, was trying to educate and enlighten Mossab Hassan Youssef, the son of the founder of Hamas, who has become one of its most amazing opponents, and a hostage, a woman who was held hostage by Hamas. A college student encampment leader was trying to correct them?
Yes.
And dude, isn't that like the perfect summary of what's going on? There are people who actually know what's going on in the world and who have experienced it and who've witnessed it firsthand, and therefore can tell the world what it's really all about and why it needs to be exposed and destroyed. And then you got a bunch of morons who heard a bunch of stuff from their idiot friends and saw some TikTok videos, and they consider themselves champions of justice and so on. It's like perfect. It's like a perfect summary of what's going on. In other words, it's like it's a small picture of the big picture, a microcosm, if you will.
That is true. That is very, very much true, which is why I thought this is an interesting summary to capture the essence of what's happening here. But then I saw a little bit of the kind of stuff that he said on stage, that UCLA encampment leader, whatever, useless garbage.
And it's a genocide.
And
on TikTok.
And I also saw what he tweeted later on. So let's quickly have a look at that. This here drew my attention early this morning. The Persian Jewess, whom I do follow.
Hey, it's kind of funny that I called the encampment dude a moron, and her name's very
Moran.
Similar to that.
Yeah.
Moran.
Yeah. Released hostage Moran, Stela, Yanai.
Hey, you should title it.
Leader,
hey, you should title it Moran versus Moron.
Aidan Doyle, who glorified October 7 massacre. Doyle refused to look at Moran as she courageously and calmly shares her testimony of being lynched and kidnapped by 13 Hamas terrorists. And here is the thing. Now, here's how it started. This is the first thing that I saw this morning.
You just made me take a huge breath before that, because I really want to talk to you from an eye level, you know.
Did you hear someone say, look at her?
No, it's okay. It's okay. It was only for him. It was not for you. When I was taken to Gaza, I was kidnapped. I was caught 3 times. And the last time, I was caught by 13 Hamas terrorists. 13. You doesn't have to. Don't force him. I just want him to hear it.
Don't force him to be a man and look in someone's eyes.
He's entitled to have his own agenda and opinions. We do not have to have the same opinions. I just want you to know the facts that you talked about, really. Right before the debate started, I wanted to ask you where you're from. Are you from here, from the US? Okay, I visited the US. I have the facts because I've been here.
He looks like
Israel before.
He looks like Nick Fuentes.
Probably not.
They look like Nick Fuentes when he grows out his little mustache.
What is a Palestinian? And you couldn't answer it. Then I'm asking you, what is a Gaza civilian? Can you answer me? I will answer to you. When you advocate.
So the guy has not been to Israel, has not been to Gaza, could not answer what a Palestinian is, and can also not define what a Gazan is, which is very, very interesting. What's happening here?
What's that dude's name? I want to look him up on Twitter.
Aidan Doyle.
Why do they all have to be named Aiden?
Wait, I actually have his. Oh yeah, here. Wait.
Let's see. Aidan Doyle.
Well, here's the thing. Look, I primarily wanted to talk about this because so here is his tweet. Here is his Twitter, and in response to this post of this video, which says released hostage, he posted this: they brought a hostage to a debate.
Sounds like a freaking dork and a loser.
Yeah. What is this even supposed to mean? It's pretty much sounds like he's making fun of the situation. And I don't really understand it. At this point, it just looks like mockery of a hostage, of a former hostage.
Yeah, it does.
What else does this mean? They brought a hostage to a debate? Does this mean I lost because they brought somebody experienced there, or does it mean, oh, look at that, they brought a hostage to the debate? What in the world does this even mean? Or is this how people communicate nowadays in college campuses?
Seems like a scumbag. The upside here is, I'll say it again, the internet is forever. Aidan Doyle. Aidan Doyle. That's the whitest name I've ever heard in my life. Anyway, Aidan Doyle. You're in college and you're surrounded by a bunch of morons who are cheering you on. Yeah, get them Jews, expose them Jews, defend Hamas. It's what cool kids are doing. You're someone who, in theory, in the future, I mean, I don't know, maybe your parents are billionaires and you can just live off them for the rest of your life. But, you know, in theory, you're someone who is going to college because you want, you know, to do something and have a career and so on. Internet's forever. Aidan Doyle, you sitting here mocking a hostage.
They think that the whole world is like consists of their their American leftist worldview. Everything is exactly as they think it is, somewhere in California on some college campus. Anyway, let's continue.
Hang on. Wait 1 second. People pointed out. So his on his Twitter, what's it little called? The little bio? His bio just says "born to push back." And people are mocking him. They're saying "born to push back." Meanwhile, can't look a woman in the eye.
That's funny.
That's funny. He's born to push back, everyone. Dork.
Freaking idiot.
That you talked about, really. Right before the debates. No. Have you visited Gaza before? Probably not. When he asked you what is a Palestinian and you couldn't answer it, then I'm asking you what is a Gaza civilian? Can you answer me? I will answer to you. When you're advocating for that, and I'm telling you, you're advocating for not have rights, for women to not have rights, because women do not have rights in the Arab society. You're advocating for people, you're talking about genocide. Well, I'm here to say, when October 7 happened, and that's a fact, they told me it in the inside. They didn't know about the Nova Festival music. They didn't know that we have 3,000 people in there. They planned, and they told me that, they planned to move on and kill as much as they could in Be'er Sheva, in Tel Aviv, in Haifa. They wanted to slaughter everybody. You know what? Maybe you will not believe me. I can present you my videos that I took there. Do you know how many bodies I saw? Do you know how many?
It is, we have Hamas operatives, Palestinian Islamic Jihad operatives, terrorists who went into Israel themselves have explicitly said, after being captured, that their goal and their instructions were to kill and take hostage as many as they could. So it doesn't really matter if they take somebody hostage or kill them, but for any living or dead body they bring back, there is a reward for them. So they are, and they are allowed to kill as many as they want and take hostage. And taking hostages is better because it serves for, they can trade them in for terrorist prisoners held inside Israel. But the goal was to kill as many as possible and to capture as many as possible.
And it's interesting because you mentioned the bodies, but the bodies are treated like hostages by the Israelis. Like they will trade living prisoners for the bodies of captured Israeli bodies. That's what they get rewarded for. That's why they get rewards for bringing them back.
Because in Israel, the bodies and the individuals actually mean something, whereas in the so-called Palestinian society, it's like it's all just trash. You can throw them in the way of harm, and that's it. Cry about them, use them for politics. That's it.
Do you know how much violence was taken on me? I was caught in the middle of a lynch. I wish that we can have a private conversation, not with this whole audience, because it's terrifying me to hear people have that thoughts. And I really want to hear your side. I swear, really. That's me, that's my agenda of coexisting. We went to dance. We didn't attack. Don't get annoying. I'm really asking you as a person, do you support those actions? If you don't support those actions and October 7th didn't happen, would we sit here talking right now?
Well, yeah, actually, we probably would.
Yeah, you think so? Did you ever saw our people attacking that amount of people from the start, from our side? I'm asking simple question. I don't understand in politics. When I was entering Gaza, and there is a video of that, I saw.
Is this guy a complete retard? I don't even understand.
Yeah, I mean, to his credit, he's not freaking out and interrupting and stuff like that. So
the thing is, it looks like he also doesn't have anything to say.
Yeah, and I mean, I would guess, I don't know what happened before this, but I would guess that just being in the presence of Mossab and this woman is like, it's a big reality check to him, in the sense that he might still believe everything he wants, but it's harder to say in the presence of actual people who can just crush you right to your face and in front of everybody than it is to say surrounded by a bunch of people screaming free Palestine, right? That's easy. Any idiot can jump in there. And it's interesting because she's saying, I'd be interested. I'm telling you my story. I'd be interested in hearing your story. What could this guy's story possibly be?
I don't have a story. I don't have a story.
I was in college and this is what it was cool to do at UCLA. And I found out, if I just go around yelling free Palestine, let's have an encampment. A bunch of girls think I'm cool. I'm not a freaking dork. That's it. That's it. I guarantee that's a story. I know nothing about him. I can look at him and tell this is a story.
That is pretty much, I would say, what it is all about. Pretty much.
100% of civilians celebrating me being taken. I didn't know about the other hostages. I thought it was only me. I didn't know about that. All I saw is 100% of civilians lynching me, beating me up. I was with a broken leg. I had bruises all over my body. Do you know that I've never cursed them? I've never argued with them, and I've never treated them like garbage. I respected them, even when they abused me. Because I believe that if I want to be respected, I have to respect everybody else. So I'm asking you one thing and one thing only, because I see you're not comfortable.
You're darn right he's not. He looks extremely uncomfortable.
Check facts on both sides. It makes life better. And I had the privilege to be on both sides. And I told you, I started from a place that I didn't watch the news for 11 years just because of that. Talk to people. Private conversation. That's the real facts. That's for me. Don't clap.
And he didn't learn anything at all. After this conversation, he went and just engaged in mockery.
Yeah, I mean, she has been on both sides, literally been on both sides. Been in Israel, been in Gaza, been on both sides, been among Israelis, been among Hamas terrorists, and so on. Mossab, literally been on both sides, been on the side of Hamas. I don't mean just physically present on the side of, I mean part of Hamas, father, co-founded the organization, then switch sides, now fights for the Israelis, literally been on both sides. This clown has never been anywhere in his entire life and is attempting to be the voice of reason to them when he knows absolutely nothing, has experienced absolutely nothing. What has this guy been through in his life?
Nothing at all.
The story of what's going on, because guys, you have the Antifa types, who go around and they're not even part of the schools and so on. They just show up to encourage the students to keep protesting and so on. But then you have the actual student protesters and so on. And what the heck? What in the name of common sense have these student protesters ever been through in their lives that they get to educate someone who is actually from Hamas and someone who has been a hostage of Hamas, that we get to tell you what to think and why you're wrong?
Man, oh man, oh man. So I don't even find much on this guy except that he posts idiotic things on apparently Instagram. I see him.
This guy, you don't get it, man. This guy's so toast. He's putting his name all over the place. Everyone knows his name. Everyone knows his face. And what I mean is, people are everywhere this guy goes, people are going to be like, "Hey, aren't you the guy who?" I don't mean physically. I mean anywhere. If he's on the internet, if he's getting a job anywhere, they're going to be people going after him. I'm just talking about like, hey, dude, aren't you the dude who said this? Aren't you the dude who mocked this? Aren't you the dude? For the rest of his life, the internet's forever, man. The internet's forever.
The guy is a complete idiot. Has nothing interesting to say, and it's just disgusting, man. It is absolutely absolutely disgusting. I want to look at another thing before we go into another part of this. I want to look at this statement by
יש הרבה דברים שם שאת עושה להם elimination, שאין זמן להתמודד איתם, שהם לא פקטור בכלל כרגע. המשימה שלך היא לשרוד. את חיה, אכלת, שתית, הכל בסדר. אני אתמודד. זאת אומרת, כן היה את הפחד התמידי הזה שאת תנסי כל רגע, ועבר עוד יום, ועבר עוד יום. אז מבחינה את עצמך, את מזניחה את עצמך גם, אני לא יפה במיוחד, לא מריחה טוב בכלל. את יודעת,
כדי שלא...
שתדחי. מבוגרת, אני בת 40, אני חתיה.
אבל כל הזמן להיות בדריכות.
כן.
לאפשרות שזה יקרה.
הם היו עושים לנו בדיקות necessary, בדיקות הכרחיות שאת מגיעה למקומות מסוימים.
הם קראו לזה necessary?
כן.
כי מה הם היו... איך הם הסבירו את ה-necessary הזה?
אני לא אעבור את הנושא הזה.
אוקיי.
מבחינתי, ההטרדה המינית שאני עברתי, היא לא הייתה בגדר המילה. אני נחשבת
She is very, she's very, she holds back a lot of things that she just doesn't really explicitly talk about. And it seems that she doesn't have much interest in explicitly saying everything that happened to her, but she is one of the people that I think gave her statement to the United Nations team that came in to assess cases of sexual assault and abuse in Hamas captivity. And she gave her statement and went and worked with doctors, I think, and so she was sexually abused, like others there as well.
כשהם יחזרו אולי אני אתמודד עם ההגדרה המדויקת של הדבר. אבל בשבילי כרגע אני חייבת לנתק את זה מעצמי. כן, באיזשהו מקום, איך שלא תסתכלי על זה, לקחו לך את החופש. לקחו לך הכל. אין לך כלום. שום דבר לא שייך לך. את לא שייכת לעצמך. הדבר היחידי ששייך לך זה מה שיש לך פה. אבל זהו. תשמעי, אנחנו נשים מאוד חזקות. אבל היינו מחזקות אחת השנייה כל הזמן. קטן עלינו. אני לא אתן לו את התווית לקרוא לקורבן. זה לא יקרה. וכן, את מוצאת תעצומות נפש ממקומות וממאגרים שאת לא מבינה, שאת תמצאי אותם בכלל. אני חייבת הפסקה. שנייה.
So, this is only a hint of certain things that, of what she experienced there. She described things in private to experts, specialists, and others who have taken it with them, and also based on her statements have confirmed, based on her statements and analysis that they made and further communicated with others and also collected direct evidence, have concluded there were multiple cases of sexual abuse and assaults toward Israelis inside Israel and also in Gaza against the captives. But still you have people walking around nowadays like Dan Bilzerian and other neo-Nazi bastards saying there's no rapes, it's all lies, it's all made up.
It's propaganda.
Filthy bastards. However, let's look at I found this debate. I looked at the debate, the stuff that took place, and I went to one section here where I saw a question and saw his response to it. And I just want to focus on this part for a second here because it's so telling. It's so telling.
We know it's going to be super based.
Yeah, it's so telling.
And not to get them involved in this vicious cycle of violence by giving nonsense solutions and speaking on behalf of a region that we don't understand.
Thank you.
Any other pro-Palestinian people here?
Me, my name's Doyle. Doyle.
No, back there.
I don't know if
Hi, my name is Yahya, and I've seen war. Question for Doyle. I know you represent yourself, but as you know, most Palestinians do not accept a Jewish state in any border. Why could there be 22 Arab states, 49 Muslim states, but there can't be an Armenian state, nor Kurdish state, nor Jewish state, which are minorities in the Middle East? Do you see yourself as being moral for only one type of people?
No, I think I made it abundantly clear that the solution that I see...
if you're representing yourself, then what are you doing representing the Palestinian cause? Like, you're not part of the Palestinian cause. Yeah.
No, I only represent myself.
A Jewish state. Why are you representing a group of people that are totally object to your opinion?
What do you? No, they don't. I think there should be one. I think there should be one state with equal rights for everyone. That's my solution.
Dude, Doyle, the only way you could have one state with equal rights is if it was run by Israel, they expanded, and then they got rid of everyone who supports terrorism. And then the people who are left could get equal rights. You simply can't. I mean, it's not like that in the United States. If you're a freaking terrorist in the United States, you do not have equal rights. You don't have equal rights to everyone else. I do not have equal rights because I am an ex-con. I do not have equal rights here because of my past decisions. So this idea that just to tear down the wall and then give everyone equal rights to a bunch of freaking terrorists who are still to this day holding your hostages. Dude lives in fantasy land, man.
In Israel, everyone who has over time been absorbed into the nation and become a citizen has equal rights. There is not a single right that two people who have no criminal record, no different citizenship, who have the same citizenship, there is no right that two individuals do not share. They have equal rights. Everybody who is an Israeli citizen has full, complete, equal rights. That is how it works. For a time, for several decades after the war, when the Arabs invaded Israel, not everyone had equal rights because not everyone was a full citizen. Lots of the people from the Arab regions were held as residents and were over time given citizenships, and after they were given citizenships, they would receive equal rights. The same thing would probably happen if a solution was found in the future, but it can't be done if all those people on the other side of the border of the wall come together and all become part of the same country. If you give them equal rights, it will end in a genocide of Jews. That's what they want.
Isn't it like it's a perfect example of what's going on? You got some dork who doesn't know anything about anything, who has no concept of reality, and we keep seeing this happen. Here's how things work in my head. Here's how things work. We just saw it last night with that Phil Zuckerman or something like that. It's like, this is the way things work. In my mind, a bunch of secular people are going to be the greatest, nicest people in the entire world. They're just going to go around and help everyone for the rest of their life. You live in a fantasy land, dude. Live in a what goes on in your head has no connection to reality. Similar with this dude. Here's how things work in my head. Keep in mind, the philosophical principle is conceivability is a guide to possibility. I can conceive it in my mind. I can imagine in my mind one big country where everyone gets along. See? So it's possible. Yeah, it's possible. It's just extremely, extremely, extremely unlikely unless a lot of changes take place first. And you haven't gotten to all the changes that would need to take place. You would need mass deconversions from Islam. You need to get rid of not just the terrorists, but tons of people who support them and who are raising their kids to think that dying while slaughtering and raping Jews is the greatest thing a man can possibly do. Why? Because it's what Muhammad said. Yeah. You have to deal with that before even the possibility. And this dude would know it if he had any concept of reality. If he lived a house or two down from someone who wanted to brutally murder him at all times, he'd have more of a concept of what it's like.
That's what they do.
The Hamas and the Palestinian want to eliminate Israel. That's what he's saying. The Hamas, the agenda of the Hamas, which is true, it's saying it daily. The Hamas agenda and the civilians' agenda, not most of them, how it is, not 100% support the same.
Hold on just a second. Okay.
The same purpose, but most of them wants to eliminate Israel. Eliminate, which means to destroy and kill. Not to move to a different place. That's what he's saying. He said I was just sharpening it.
Yeah, so I guess the premise of the question is that many Palestinians want to destroy Israel. I think no, it's not. So a political situation in which the current state of Israel and the current state of Palestine, in whatever forms that they have taken up as of right now, don't exist, does not mean that you want to kill everyone in the region or kill all Jewish people or kill all the Palestinians. And I think that when Netanyahu says that he doesn't believe in a Palestinian state, I don't take that to mean that he wants to kill all the Palestinians. Just like when Hamas and the Charter say that they don't believe in a Jewish state, I don't take that to mean that they want to kill all the Jews.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Let's hear that one more time, because this is a brilliant summary of how stupid, how absolutely idiotic, how absolutely arrogant, ignorant, mentally underdeveloped,
intellectually
privileged, intellectually molested, sick in the mind these people are when they attempt to talk about a conflict that they know nothing about. Nothing at all. Let's listen to this one more time.
One second. I did want to point out, just to clarify. When I say that this guy knows nothing and he's talking to people who are actually there, I'm not saying that someone who's not actually involved or has no firsthand experience needs to be silent. It's good for people to become aware of things that are happening in the world and to bring it to. In other words, you may have never been to Russia or Ukraine, and yet you can say what you think about Russia and Ukraine. You can have never been to Israel or Gaza, and yet speak your mind on Israel and Gaza. The point is, when you are talking to two people who have some serious authority on this issue, because of, I mean, these are two people that it would be difficult to find anyone on the planet who could have more firsthand experience of the issue than these people. You really would have to know what you're talking about in order to be taken slightly seriously. Yes, you could be a UCLA student. You would have to demonstrate that you have really mastered the issues and studied the history and stuff. If you're just going, well, my perspective is that they should tear down the wall and everyone just get a look. You sound like the biggest idiot on the planet. And how are they not getting someone? How is this the guy who's put forward to defend this position? Look at his pants, man. Look at his freaking pants. And that tie. Oh my goodness. All right, go ahead.
This does not mean that you want to kill a situation in
and
which
the mustache, my goodness.
Current state of Israel and the current state of Palestine, and whatever forms that they have taken up as of right now, don't exist. Does not mean that you want to kill everyone in the region or kill all Jewish people or kill all the Palestinians.
Let me tell you.
When Netanyahu says that he doesn't believe in a Palestinian state, I don't take that to mean that he wants to kill all the Palestinians. Just like when Hamas in the charter said that they don't believe in a Jewish state, I don't take that to mean that they want to kill all the Jews.
It's in their charter.
If you don't support it, then how you guys screaming
It's in their first charter. You read it?
This guy says that just because Hamas says in their charter that they don't believe in a Jewish state, that doesn't mean that they want to kill all the Jews.
That's right. Because and people are yelling it out in the audience. That's exactly what they say. They say exactly that they want to exterminate Jews. It's in their charter. Right. So it's two things. One, yes, they don't want Israel to exist. Two, they want to exterminate Jews.
All right.
It says murder every Jew, not Israeli.
Yeah. So the 1987. Yes. The 1987.
Ma'am, please.
Sorry, I have the microphone.
Mr. Doyle, I think we got to
really long time.
We got to wrap it up here.
Please?
All right.
He's saying that the 1987, there's no 1987 charter, there's a 1988 charter. The 1988 charter is right here in front of us. Hamas Covenant 1988, the Covenant of the Islamic Resistance Movement. Islamic Resistance Movement is what Hamas stands for. Hamas is shortened for Haraka al-Muqawwama al-Islamiyya, Islamic Resistance Movement. It says Israel will exist and will continue to exist until Islam will obliterate it, just as it obliterated others before it. It says further in Article 7.
Wait a minute. I thought they were peaceful before Jews came and stole their stuff.
Yeah.
They mean they
Article 7 says the Islamic Resistance Movement is one of the links in the chain of the struggle against the Zionist invaders. It goes back to 1939 to the emergence of the martyr Izz-ad-Din al-Qassam and his brethren, the fighters Baga Baga Bugu Bugu, Muslim Brotherhood, Jihad operations, Muslim Brotherhood, 1968 and after here. Moreover, if the links have been distant from each other and if obstacles placed by those who are the lackeys of Zionism in the way of the fighters obstructed the continuation of the struggle, the Islamic Resistance Movement, Hamas, so let's just do this as Hamas. Hamas aspires to the realization of Allah's promise, no matter how long that should take. And what is Allah's promise? The Prophet, Allah bless him and grant him salvation, or also has said, the day of judgment will not come about until Muslims fight the Jews. When the Jew will hide behind stones and trees, the stones and trees will say, "O Muslim, O servant of Allah, there is a Jew behind me. Come and kill him."
Wait, no,
only the target tree.
No, Israeli Zionist. That's what it said, AP.
Yeah. Only the Garget tree would not do that because it is one of the trees of the Jews. It is directly in their charter, their political charter, their political government covenant, their political covenant, their oath, their foundation. What they base their entire movement on is working toward the eventual eradication of the Jews. Anyone who comes here and says Hamas it doesn't believe in the Jewish state, but that doesn't mean they want to kill all Jews, is either ignorant or dishonest. And in all honesty, anyone who supports Hamas, and a terrorist organization that explicitly aims for the eradication of the Jewish people, of an entire population, should not cry about being killed. Anyone who supports a genocidal terrorist organization, this is by definition genocide. This is by definition genocidal intent. Anyone who supports a genocidal intent, a genocidal organization, should not complain about being genocided, being defeated, being killed, being beaten, whatever it is, even if those things were true. They are asking for it every single time when they express their desire to eradicate the other side. And once they are beaten, and brought to their knees, they start crying and acting like all they wanted was freedom and peace and so on.
I just looked up garketry again because there's some disputes about what exactly it's referring to. I want to get a tattoo of a garketry, and just underneath it says "snitches get stitches," or just "don't snitch, don't be a snitch," or something like that. Hey, imagine getting my whole back tricked out like a garketry, and then just at the bottom, no snitching. And then, like, if a jihadi ever comes for me, I just like turn around. Never spot me. Never spot me.
That would be funny. That would be funny.
I mean, seriously, you know, at the end of the day, hats off to this guy for going into a discussion with people who are obviously going to crush him and humiliate him and make him look stupid, and with a crowd that is obviously critical of his stupid position. And yet he's willing to go in there. But seriously, I mean, he probably thought, hey, I'm going to go in there and I'll humiliate him and I will be the hero of Hamas. And not working out. This looks like a Nick Fuentes wannabe.
This is funny. I never thought of looking up a Wikipedia article of the garketry, but it comes up when you just search for garket, and then it presents different things for what it could be.
Members of the genera Nitraria and Lyceum do not have any significance in Judaism.
But the funny thing is, it goes down and critical assessment and significance of the tree in Judaism, fundamentalism around the concept, conspiracy and the Grand Mufti. Look, it says here, some Sunni Islamists who strongly advocate for the destruction of Israel have propagated a false allegation that Israeli Jews are planting millions of garket trees throughout Israel in preparation for a dire war. This is entirely false, as forests planted by Israeli authorities are typically pine and cypress, with around 240 million such trees planted. Olive trees are planted to a lesser extent, but none of the Lyceum or Nitraria are actively cultivated. Even in Israeli nurseries, no one seems to know the tree of the Jew.
That's a pretty sick burn there.
This is quite funny. Oh, man. An excerpt from the hadith attributed to Abu Huraira is famously quoted in the 1988 founding charter of Hamas, stating that every stone and tree, except for the garket tree, will speak aloud to reveal if a Jew is taking cover so that the Muslim army can find and kill the Jew. Even Wikipedia has it right here, man. Even Wikipedia has it right here.
Isn't it hilarious, though, that, like, because Muhammad said something, oh, the garket tree, that's the tree of the Jews, all other trees will snitch on the Jews, but not the garket tree. And because Muhammad said it, they take it seriously, and they think Jews take it seriously, and they think Jews are making forests of garket trees so they can run and hide there. I mean, just think about the absurdity of the idea. So any other place that Jews go to hide, the trees will yell, "It's a Jew," but not the garket tree. So Jews are going to run and hide behind the garket trees. But since Muslims have the hadith, knowing that Jews are going to hide behind the garket trees and are planting them, like Muslims wouldn't go check behind the garket trees specifically. I mean, it's like insanely stupid. It's like multiple layers of stupid. There's the stupidity and insanity of Muhammad saying it. Then there's the stupidity and insanity of Muslims still using that now. And then there's the stupidity and insanity of them thinking that Jews take their stupid hadith seriously. And then the military insanity of thinking, well, we know that if they hide behind the trees won't be able to snitch on them. So, we need to expose them for planting these trees.
They think everyone is as dumb as they are. Yeah.
This is what generations of cousin marriage gets you, ladies and gentlemen.
So it's this is a Muslim belief, and I just wanted I want people to be obsessed with this. Because this is not just something that you can read somewhere and nobody knows about it. This is something that Muslims around the world know of. Muslims around the world know of this. If you go to Muslims around the world and ask them about the hadith of Jews hiding behind trees, most Muslims will be able to tell you what you're talking about. They will be able to tell you about the prophecy, or they will at least say that they've heard of it. Religious ones who concern themselves with religious matters a lot know exactly what it's all about. The last hour, Abu Hurairah reported Allah's messenger as saying the last hour would not come unless the Muslims will fight against the Jews, and the Muslims would kill them, until the Jews would hide themselves behind a stone or a tree, and a stone or a tree would say Muslim or the servant of Allah. And it's actually, oh, servant of Allah. I don't know why I always read it like this and why they still have the same dumb thing here. There is a Jew behind me, come and kill him. But the tree Qarqat would not say, for it is the tree of the Jews.
My man. I almost want to name my... I'm done having kids, but if I'd have thought about that, I don't know if I would have tossed it in as a first name, Garkid Wood. That would be funny. But middle name, I would have definitely gone with middle name.
Well, it says it right here. I don't know why some idiot, whoever did this, I don't know if this is actually from who translated all the hadiths, the one scholar.
Which one's this? No, they all had different translators. And
I don't know who wrote this here, but Muslim or the servant of Allah. What this actually says is it's right here. Ya Muslim, Ya Abdullah.
That one, I think, that was the older version, the one that came out in the 80s of Sahih Muslim. I think that was Siddiqui or something like that, if I recall. No, there's another translation by Darussalam now by different people.
I see. This literally just says
Clark Silverstein. Dude, hey, AP, you need to use that when there's something that happens and someone needs to invent a name, like someone dies or something like this. It's just breaking. This attack was carried out by Garkid Silverstein.
I like Garkid Goldstein better.
Garkid Goldstein, yeah. Use that.
Garkid Goldstein.
Okay, and look, you hear everyone? AP's taking notes. We're going to use it.
Garkid Goldstein. Okay, we'll remember this. Alhamdulillah. Garkid Goldstein. Mr. Garkid Goldstein.
Professor Garkid Goldstein.
Secret agent Garkid Goldstein.
The head of Mossad, Garkid Goldstein.
We heard what you said.
I'm here with the microphone, sir. Can you sit down, please?
What is happening here, man?
Yes.
Hold on.
Don't see with open eyes what's going on in the Middle East. It's not Palestinian and it's not Jews, it's Iran.
Mark.
I'm going to just put on the table and...
But the thing is, the implication that it would be that it's all about Iran would be a little bit too much of a stretch, you know. Iran is, of course, the big force right now. I don't know if you want to make it about one thing, make it about Islam. It's Islam. How about that?
Hey, here you go.
What?
Hey, here, good comment for you.
I want to make it clear that I have been trolling. Desmond F said, I want to make it clear that I have been trolling in David and AP's chat for years, and I'm a former Muslim who was taken in by Mohajab and the like, but freed by AP and David, eternally grateful. Thank you. Appreciate that.
To destroy the Jews, because the Jews is the little one, and then they'll go after the Gentile, then they'll go after anybody.
After what? After who?
The gender.
He didn't say gender.
And then they'll go after the Gentile.
The Gentiles.
Then they'll go after anybody. As long as Iran has mullahs that support the creation of the Muslim world to be Muslim, we'll have always a problem. I've been in the West Bank. I served in the West Bank. I have nothing against Palestinians. Now I have something that you have to realize. And if you don't realize, you've been sponsored by Qatar, which is sponsored by Iran. Until this mullah running the world,
ask a question.
You'll have a problem. I don't care what anybody says.
This guy has had enough. He doesn't want to ask questions. He doesn't want to wait for the microphone. He just wants to say what he thinks. Beast.
Palestinians themselves are peaceful people.
I would dispute that.
Yeah, you could say some Palestinians are peaceful people. I don't think you can say, you definitely can't say in general Palestinians are peaceful people, or most. You can't even say that. But
here's the thing: even if most people agree with terrorism, with hate, with murder, with massacre, with genocide, whatever it is, most people among those will still personally be peaceful, right? But that doesn't mean that they are good.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're not actually going out and fighting, but you want to see people slaughtered and subjugated, difficult to call you peaceful. And we know Hamas was favored by a majority, and therefore got some serious problems here. But I just have to say, I mean, the greatest message that you could spread among the Palestinians is this will never, what you just did will never get you what you want ever. You will never ever be successful. You'll never get what you want. You'll never get a stable, normal society if you keep up what you're doing here. You will repeatedly get bombed to rubble, and you will never, ever, ever have a stable, normal society if you continue down this road. So if you ever, ever, ever want to live normal lives, you have to, if you don't want to crush Hamas yourselves, just step out of the way. Step out of the way. Let other people do it for you.
Inshallah. Somebody in the chat said, "Go to the Jordanian woman before this. That was satisfying." I haven't watched this, but I want to briefly check it out. Is this important? What is it? Why are they running?
Why is she running? Did she just run to a microphone?
My name is Renee. Aiden, I commend you.
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, my name is Renee, and I'm from Jordan, and I grew up there. Aiden, as a young man, I commend you for putting on a suit and coming out here tonight.
Her name is Renee, and she's from Jordan. I don't understand.
I appreciate that from a professor, okay? But you also have to have enough humility to know that you don't know enough. And I'm telling you that.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Where would I rather live? Tel Aviv or Gaza? Who would I rather live amongst? Hamas, which is what you're advocating for. I also believe that it's words and your actions are incredibly dangerous. So you're not doing
you're an evil scumbag, Aiden.
Any good by these encampments. Anything, you're empowering Hamas, Hezbollah, ISIS, and the plethora that are kind of in breeding right now. So like I said, I appreciate, you putting on a suit and coming here and speaking for my people. My people don't want you speaking for them.
Oh, Yakasha. Ouch.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna love me.
Man.
You can shake your head. I have a question. You can shake your head. You can shake your head.
I don't claim to speak for the people of Jordan. I don't know what.
Well, the Jordan and Palestine, same thing. Listen, don't be rude.
He doesn't. He's not aware of the fact that Jordanians are 50% Palestinian. Jordan is Palestine.
I'm like her. Hey, she said, hey, you put on a suit. I don't care about the suit. Suit looks stupid. But yes, knowing that he was going to be outmanned and outgunned again, he possibly, just because of the crowd. If you were in an echo chamber 24 hours a day for a year, and every time you blurt out some stupid point, let's have one state, you get cheered, yay! You probably think that you have great ideas and great points and so on. So may have been overconfident and not necessarily courageous, but you can at least respect him, and that he was willing to step out of his echo chamber and come down here and think that he could have a conversation with Mossab and Moran here. But yeah, you sound like a freaking idiot. Everything you're doing is bad. You're sending the wrong message, and you're encouraging the endless cycle of violence, and you think you're the good guy and the people you're on stage with are bad.
Yeah, West Bank was Jordan until 1967, and it was even so bad that fun fact for some reason people don't talk about this. I feel like facts like these should be brought up more often. But Jordan actually, maybe because Jordan meanwhile has been relatively peaceful with Israel.
Hold on. Do you mean Michael Jordan?
Yes. Okay. But Jordan actually not only occupied the West Bank, but also annexed the West Bank. So it was literally officially considered part of Jordan by Jordan themselves. They annexed it. They had no intention of giving it to somebody else or creating a new Palestinian state or something like that there.
Well, what happened? Why don't they have it anymore?
Because they fought once again, Israel, and Israel said, all right, we will kick your asses and take that land.
In your face.
I'm asking you.
Look,
okay,
it's not the same thing, but no, actually, here's the thing. Here's one thing you don't know.
Okay, hold on. Let her speak.
Before the British mandate, I could have been a Palestinian instead of a Jordanian or Egyptian. It's the same people. So don't act like you know my people better than myself or Yusuf. So that's the arrogance that I have with the encampments. This is the arrogance and the problem that I have with the encampments. I came here tonight with a fucking taser because you think you're protesting peacefully? I'm going to be okay showing up here by myself because white, entitled, spoiled Americans want to
white, entitled, spoiled Americans want to get attention. Perfect discussion. Perfect.
For Arabs here and back home. So,
dude, rewind it. This lady's making all kinds of sense. That is like the most important thing. White, spoiled, entitled, white, leftist morons living in the West think they're improved, and you're making it worse. What you are doing is making it worse. In other words, you spell it all out. You idiots who keep cheering on Hamas to keep fighting, that sends a message to the Palestinians. Oh, if people are protesting around the world, maybe we'll eventually get what we want. Maybe this will eventually put pressure on Israel to do what we want and so on. So you're encouraging, dorks like Doyle there are encouraging the jihadis to keep fighting, thinking that they may actually win by pressure, by international pressure. And what happens? Because of the endless fighting, because of the endless killing, because of the endless protests and so on, you're giving more and more people a hostile view towards Muslims. And you think you're solving problems. Freaking dork, man. What?
Hey, did you see this? Did you see this community note? The Muslim cowboy says, Jesus is Palestinian. Jesus is Palestinian. And the note says, Jesus was Jewish, born in Bethlehem and raised in Nazareth in ancient Judea. And the term Palestinian was only applied to the region by the Romans centuries after this time.
Dude, I posted, like, I think yesterday or something, I posted like how pathetic Dawah has become. Have you noticed like every Muslim channel is just doing this all day?
Yeah.
Jesus was Muslim, Moses was Muslim, Mary was Muslim, and that's all they do.
Adam was Muslim, Eve was Muslim.
This is Dawah now. Like
Adam and Eve were Palestinian.
He was a Muslim. He was a Muslim. He was Palestinian. Jesus was Palestinian. Mary was Palestinian. Mary was Muslim. Everyone's a Muslim. Abraham is Muslim. David is Muslim. And we'll just post this over and over again.
Shaitan is Palestinian.
He's Palestinian. And it's like, what a joke, man. This is what it's become. It's like, but by the way, it reminds me of like the Muslims doing their prayers in the middle of streets and blocking intersections and so on, or just showing up and trying to annoy people, blocking traffic with your protests or something like that. And then even the tweets, it's like, we'll just be so annoying that we think people will ultimately agree with us. We'll be so annoying in every situation. We'll annoy people into agreeing with us. So if we just post everyone the Muslim, this will annoy people and eventually they'll agree with us. You sound like freaking idiots.
I just posted Satan is Palestinian just to hop on the trend. Let's see how that works out.
Act like you know my people better than myself or Yusuf.
Hey, how about Judas was a Palestinian?
What could it be?
This is the arrogance and the problem that I have with the encampments. I came here tonight with a fucking taser because you think you're protesting peacefully? I'm going to be okay showing up here by myself because white, entitled, spoiled Americans want to get attention? That's what you're standing up for. You're making it worse for Arabs here and back home. So,
I have a question for you. Can I ask a question not regarding...
Did this guy just get here to be humiliated or something? Does he have like a humiliation fetish? I don't know.
Politician?
Yeah. Let's any other pro-Palestinian.
I mean, he looks like a 70s porn guy from a movie about a 70s porn.
Yes. A small question, like a really friendly question.
It's so funny that his bio says born to push back, but he's apparently he wants to say something, but he can't even ask to.
And by the way, look, because this gets pointed out, everyone's look at all three of them. They're looking directly in his face, and whenever they do, he looks down. He can't look them in the eyes, but he's born to push back. I'm born to push back. How so? Well, I'm going to go stay in a tent at UCLA and be praised by my peers for my great political acumen.
Born to look down on the ground when people look at me because I'm scared.
Born to look like a freaking dork.
Hey, this was my favorite tweet of the whole Palestinian things. By Adin, he says, "Why did the Palestinians kill Jesus and then blame it on the Khazars?" Genius post.
What will happen if me and you will text and we'll meet up in a bar in the middle of the US next to the campus? Just with your agenda, me with my opinions, and then your friends will see you from the side. What will happen?
You mean my friends from the encampment?
Your friends that support the same agenda that you support. And I'm wearing my Star of David and all my Judaism signs. What will happen if they'll see you in a casual conversation with me?
I think they'd probably be fine with it.
Right, boy.
Yeah, they're not going to start screaming at her and throwing stuff at her, right? Yeah, that's what
right, boy. Anyway, I was intending for this to be a very short live stream, relatively speaking. Grauenritter said, "I really liked how IP took down Phil the atheist yesterday. However, I think you need a new voice for the atheists. Phil is such a shrill weasel. He needs an Alidawa type voice. Man, that guy's so annoying, man.
Hey, maybe
was like,
hey, we could use the Mike Winger voice, like, well, let me tell you, Mr. Inspiring Philosophy, woohoo! I mean, atheists. I mean, we're sending people to the moon, whereas you Christians, you sat around praying for all these years. Us atheists, we build hospitals, but you Christians, you just send people to hospitals because all you do is kill and slaughter in the name of Jesus all day. And so you kill everyone, and we build a hospital. That's how things work."
The funny thing is, after the live stream yesterday, I sent a message to Mike and said, "Man, that Phil guy is insufferable," and he responded to me by saying that he prepared for this debate for months, thinking that this guy is an actual sociologist, but it turns out it was all a big mistake to prepare this much.
Dude, didn't I say that based on his facial expression? I said he's sitting there, look at his face. He's thinking, why did I prepare for this? Why did I prepare for this? Because he clearly read like dozens of studies and so on.
Yeah.
And this guy's just, I mean, but what you believe in a virgin vagina. Woohoo! Let me wheel back on the wheels. IP's like, oh my goodness, I thought this guy was gonna. In other words, IP thought that guy was going to be doing what he does, like citing tons of studies and so on to prove his points.
IP2. Woohoo! That Jewish X-Spy guy in the chat said, "APU teased on X of a future collaboration with Mossab Youssef. Update. Thanks for making a dry subject I encountered from my work entertaining."
Were you teasing us? Were you teasing us? Were you teasing us?
Let's see.
That's the Cenobites from.
Let's see. Mossab. Oh, yep. Last I said is yes, I can do that time. And then he didn't get back. I have to push him again and say, hey, hey.
You will not push me. You will not bush me.
Okay. Yeah, I'll message him right now before I forget it.
Say, hey, Masab.
Okay.
Great job at UCLA. You humiliated that loser.
In fact, I'll say everyone is watching right now as I type this message to you. Just kidding. Let's see. If the time is right, we were scheduling for something quite soon, but then he didn't get back, so I don't know what's going to happen. Tesbot, can terrorism, Islamic extremism ever be eliminated in Palestine and elsewhere while Islam exists? Yeah, you could tell those people to move to some other place, of course. Then
yeah, you could kick them all out.
Problem solved.
I'm not even saying do that. I'm saying there are ways to deal with the problem.
Knows too much. Being pro-Palestinism, genocidal pan-Arabic Islamic imperialism versus Israel correlates perfectly with being immoral, dishonest, ignorant. That is true. Alhamdulillah. Very powerful stuff. Bonnie said he's a 1000% doing this because he has a crush on a girl who wears pretty hijabs and does good makeup. He has no good talking points. He's just down bad for a Muslim classmate.
And now, dude, you're not now Doyle. You're not even gonna Aiden Doyle. You're not even gonna score with the cute Muslim girl in the pretty hijab because she respects strong, aggressive men, and you just look like a total freaking Weasley dork in front of everybody.
The Muslim girl that you are into so much will now look at you, and she'll probably not even say anything. She'll say, yeah, okay, yeah, you did fine, you know, you can try better next time. But what she actually thinks is, wow, that was a big disappointment. Yep. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised that she's slowly distancing herself from you.
I'm never gonna smooch him. And Aiden, poor Aiden, he's still to this day never been kissed and never will be.
Aiden thought he could riz, but he can't.
And he came with the drip. But everyone's making fun of the drip.
But it was cringe.
We found out recently, ladies, that refers to how you're dressed, apparently. Your fresh gear.
Yeah, that's drip. Yeah. It's the Forest Sai says, it's the professor at UCLA filling the student's head with bullshit. I took a class with Edward Said's nephew there. Garbage scholar, nepotism hire. I believe that. I will believe that any moment. Absolutely.
It's not true.
And if education seems so bad, then could this be an indicator of a downfall of a once great civilization? Could it be?
That's why the new administration needs to make Masab Hassan Yusuf Secretary of Education. Oh, wait, no, I think he's getting rid of the Department of Education. If not, make Masab new Secretary of Education or whatever the position is.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. What? In my head, the entire time I'm thinking he thought he could riz, but now he will be left with. But then I don't want to complete this because what I have in my mind here is a good joke about what he will be left with instead.
He thought he could. I still don't even know it. Riz means like be cool in front of ladies or something like that. I don't know. He thought
Riz means charismatically winning the opposite person over. You know?
Oh, okay. He thought he could riz, but he was cringe. That's the closest, the only word I like.
No. He thought he could riz, but he was left with his pants full of jizya. Professor Gargett Goldstein, dude looks like he gets great. Professor Gargett Goldstein.
You just read it and didn't even catch it, man.
I'm not paying attention. Professor Gargett Goldstein, very, very, very good. Knows too much. AP, whenever you want to get the undivided attention of the entire Muslim Ummah, use the Ya Muslim sound. Allah's terms and conditions may apply. I'll have to do that, man. I really have to go and clip that sound bite.
I still prefer the Ya Muslimin.
Yeah.
That sounds cooler.
By the way, earlier as I was preparing this, I thought about what video clip she was in from October 7 atrocities. Was just looking at my other screen, my folders, saw that. This is her. This is the same woman sitting here and educating this dork.
But he knows more. He knows
Moran,
more.
Stela, Yanai, she was filmed here.
من الكلاب اليهوديين هاي مسكنا واحدة وهنسيبوها أي واحد زلمة بدنا نشوف إيش بدنا نسوي فيه هاينا في الأراضي.
What he is saying here is that this is one of those dogs. We will take her as a female slave, but also commonly used for concubine, sex slave.
من الكلاب اليهوديين هاي مسكنا واحدة وهنسيبوها.
Aiden Doyle says you should just put all these people should just share one state and have equal rights.
Mm-hmm.
So Aiden Doyle, these terrorists who are doing this right now, you see with your face how they want to treat this woman, and you think they should all be in one state with equal rights.
This is her. This is her on October 7th. That is her on October 7th. Yep, that's her. That is her. Has been verified many, many times. That's her on October 7th.
That is her. I can do facial recognition. Hair's different, but that's her. Look at all the gargantries.
And she was, in her entire life, a completely peaceful person who hopes for nothing except peace with everybody. She was at the, I believe she was at the music festival. She was selling beads. Was that her? And she was just a complete peace, love, happiness kind of person, believing in eventually making peace with the Palestinians and so on. And what they did to her now has turned her around completely. Good job. Arya, you criticize him for looking down. I couldn't look at Mossab in the eyes either. His eyes have seen things regular human beings cannot begin to comprehend. That is true.
No, guys, that's completely serious. If you are 8 or 10 feet away from Mossab Hassan Yusuf and he's gazing at you, even if you don't think he's going to jump across the stage, there's he's got an intimidating. We used to call it a grit, right? Like this just is like staring at someone. You could actually stare someone down. You could, if you had a good facial expression, you could get out of fights just by the way you look. You look like you're about to rip somebody apart, and it could be intimidating. There are people who just can't lock eyes with someone who's got a world champion stare down like that.
Yeah, that is true. Uriel Polak said, Moscow propaganda done right. Pesky fact will not change these minds. This is true very much. Appreciate it. Sparta, by born to push back, he means that the doctors tried to shove him back into the womb when he pushed back.
Hey, Spar. Hey, go share that on his Twitter page. That'll be funny.
Man. That's an interesting context right there. Anyways, where's the video?
تقوم الساعة حتى الله يا عبد الله يا مسلم.
Okay, I have to.
يا مسلم.
I have to.
حتى يقول الشجر والحجر يا مسلم يا عبد الله هذا يهودي ورائي فتعال فاقتل إلا الغرقد.
I have to keep this clip here so I can remember to clip it. Last time I forgot it. There is a Jew behind me. Come and kill him. Oh man. Yeah, Muslim. David, anything else? Anything going on?
I said I prefer Ya Muslimin.
No, that's
I know it's not. I know that's not what that particular hadith says, but it's a cooler thing.
We don't do that here in this place. David, anything else?
Ya Muslimin. Nope.
Yeah, Muslim. Yeah, Muslim. Oh, yeah, Muslim. I was thinking earlier of turning the Gargatry hadith into a catchy pop song sung by a female voice that is a woman's voice that sounds like a regular pop song that you hear today, to make it more appealing. And then maybe I could do like an AI generated singer image and then publish it in that way. Maybe that could be a better way to get lots of people's attention, you know. Maybe that could be a way to draw attention to the hadith on killing Jews.
Man, you make some awesome songs with your little AI software, like your Black Stone song that no one's heard. All you need are some hilarious graphics and stuff to go along with it to make it a dope video.
That is true.
That's it. That's all you need.
That is
and you've
true.
won. You will have won after that.
Won the internet. I won the internet. My latest version. Let's see if it's any good.
What this is your Black Stone song?
No.
What?
My Gargatry song. My Black Stone song is not ready.
Yeah, it's not ready. No, none of you get to hear it yet in your face. I'm the only one who gets to hear it.
Let's see.
The last hour will come. The last of the Muslims will fight against the Jews, and the Muslims would kill them until the Jews would hide themselves behind a stone or a tree, and a stone or a tree would say, Muslim, Muslim, oh servants of Allah, there is a Jew behind me. There is a Jew behind me.
Heartwarming.
Muslim, oh servants of Allah, there is a Jew behind me. There is a Jew behind me. Come and kill him, but the tree God would not say, for it is the tree of the Jews. These are the words of the Prophet Muhammad. These are Muslim beliefs shared across the world. Muslim, oh servant of Allah, there is a Jew behind me. There is a Jew behind me.
It's kind of catchy, isn't it?
It's totally catchy. And if you made like a fake Aidan Doyle account, some pro-Palestinian dork, and put that out there, you probably get Muslims sharing it around. I'll tell you what you need to add right there is when you say these are the words of the Prophet Muhammad, you need like off in the background.
Oh, that's right. I need to add this sound
to it. Need a little echo.
I could add this sound to the song. Yeah.
You gotta have that. Guys, if you don't know, you have to have that. Anytime you mention Muhammad, you have to say that.
Yes. It's
or it will hurt him in the afterlife, because his well-being in the afterlife depends on Muslims saying that after every time they mention his name.
Muhammad said, "May he be humiliated who, when he hears my name, does not send me blessings and so on." So,
prayers of Allah.
Yeah. There is a Jew behind me. There is a Jew behind me.
Come and kill him.
Is this on the AP Music channel or is it still banned? They banned it permanently, so I think I'm going to just create a new channel called Apostate Tunes or something. But I don't want to publish something like this on the channel because YouTube has no idea how to handle parody and sarcasm, so they might just ban the channel again. Yeah. We'll do that.
You should just roll with those songs. Look, you should roll with those songs on X. One, you got to make the cool music videos. So for something like that, there are all sorts of stuff you can put on there. Blackstone, same thing. But you can post those on Twitter, and then also just tell people, hey, anyone who wants to post this somewhere else is free to do so. If someone else wants to deal with YouTube and try to argue with you, because it gets kind of inconvenient, because you can ultimately win the disputes with them and show that it's parody. And so I had to do that with every episode of Islamicize Me. I had to argue with them sometimes for weeks, we're making fun of we're not supporting we're making fun of ISIS, not supporting them. So you can win those things, but it's just horribly time consuming, and you probably want to do that. But you can tell other people, here's the video, it's on Twitter, it's on Rumble. If you want to put it on YouTube and argue with YouTube and keep it there, let someone else deal with the channel. They can even call they can even name it Apostate Jammy Jams or something.
Mm-hmm.
They press and they push, they're feeling the heat, all the passion hitting me, I'm locked in the beat. Kisses, caresses, they can't take a seat, but I'm just a stone, y'all making it deep. I'm the black stone, every pilgrim's desire. They rush to touch me like I'm lighting a fire. 7 laps in, they're breathing so heavy. Eyes wide open, the devotion gets sweaty. It's a crush session, bodies in collision. But this ain't romance, it's a holy mission. Still the way they press, man, you think it's love? I'm getting kissed more than a late night club. They squeeze me tight like the
So dumb. Anyway, that's it. David, are we doing something tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll be rocking it tomorrow night. But the reason is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be out of town the rest of the week. So AP will be live with other people at some point, but
Inshallah.
I will be gone.
John Empire Power says, great work, love your show. Thank you so much, appreciate it, and happy having you here. Terrence Max said, AP, can you do a standalone video on why Candace is wrong about Frank? Yes. I have an ex-teen friend who is anti-Israel and just believes everything she says.
I've told you 1,100 times, do some standalone videos on that. They're way easier to share in response to people saying stupid stuff.
I will consider. Hey, bro, come and hide behind me, homie. Carcatree. Hey, bro, come hide behind me. Ash McLeroy, sorry guys, this is off topic. David, what are the challenges of having psychopathy in your experience, and in what ways has Christianity helped you? Sorry guys, this is off topic. David, what are the challenges of having psychopathy in your experience, and in what ways has Christianity helped you?
Okay, so challenges of psychopathy. You don't have normal emotional attachments to other people, which does, to be fair, come in handy. Everyone around you could die. You're not all broken up over it. But that also you end up treating people the wrong way over time. So you do that your entire life. As far as even after you become a Christian, you still don't have the same normal emotional reactions to things and so on. Becoming a Christian, I'll just go ahead and I'll explain it like this. Before you're a Christian, there's a psychopath driving the car. And then after you become a Christian, the psychopath is still in the car, but he's like in the back seat. He's not driving. He's like backseat driving. You know what I mean? You've got the Logos in the driver's seat now, but there's still this douche in the back seat screaming out all this stupid, idiotic stuff. So the stuff's all still in your head all the time. It's just not controlling you anymore. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's the best way I can describe that.
Beast. All right, man. Hope that answers the question. Hope that answers the question. But you made a very good point. Thanks everyone for watching. We will be back again one day, inshallah. Until then, have a fantastic day. I just realized that I didn't play my shofar so far.
Shofar. Most beautiful sound in the world.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's like a chorus of little birdies.
I think that's more like it.
And that is the sound of world peace, ladies and gentlemen.
Alhamdulillah. As always, have a fantastic day, and for those who don't speak goat, here it is again in English.
Stay away from Islam.